Welcome to the Hump Day podcast. I yell at this. I got sort of high energy. It's July 2nd, 2014. I forgot the year there for a second. Amnesia. And I have a very special guest with me again this week. I'm having guests. I'm getting lucky here.
Sometimes you don't get guests?
No, well, yeah. Sometimes it's not one of those podcasts where it's just guests.
Well, so if there's no guests, you'll just do it for...
it's just me.
How long is the show?
When it's just me, I have it in an hour.
Okay.
Unless I want really something badly to talk about. That's a bad sentence. Unless I want to talk about something, then I let it run. But if I have a guest, usually it's an hour, but I have had ones that have been an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I see.
2 hours is the maximum ever
Right.
that I'll record, because it's just long as hell. But
Okay.
if it's flowing well, I don't stop it.
Okay.
Unless it gets 2 hours. Anyway, so guest. I got a guest. Mr. Winston Spear, hello.
Hello, how are you?
How you doing?
Nice to be here in Newfoundland.
Thank you. It's nice. Newfoundland is nice to have you.
It's very nice, and yeah.
It's rainy today. We're recording this Friday, June 27th, because if you didn't see him...
Well, I was on the show last night, and the gentleman that was hosting, what's his name? Last night?
Warford. Paul?
Paul?
Yeah.
Paul Warford?
Yeah.
So he was explaining to me about the Newfoundland, about the weather. And it was really interesting, because I was just complaining about it, how, horrible outside. And he said, you know what? It's not the cold. It's not the rain.
Yeah.
It's not the ice. It's the wind.
It's the wind. It is the wind.
It's the wind.
It is the wind. Even today it's windy.
It's the wind that changes us. In the summer, it's a hot wind.
The wind makes me the monster. Yeah, so it's right now it's June 27th, and if you missed him, he was at Yuck Yucks. And today it's a Friday, but again, it's a Wednesday because this one's coming out. And I got this shit popping up on my laptop. No, I don't want to do anything. Thank you very much. But it's raining today, so it's great. You just missed the nice weather. This whole week was beautiful.
I don't believe you.
Like 22 degrees, beautiful.
Oh, okay.
And you missed it. What the hell, man?
I was in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Actually watching the fog come in. Actually watching it physically come in.
Is that a pastime?
And engulf the town. So my father grew up in New Brunswick.
Oh, yeah?
So I've got some maritime in me.
Where are you originally from?
Where I'm from?
Yeah.
Originally, Hudson, Quebec.
Quebec?
A small town in Quebec, yeah. It was a small, sort of mostly English town.
So you don't speak French?
I do speak French.
Are you bilingual?
I'm bilingual. I went to French elementary school and then English high school. Which is
Okay.
nice. And I'm dyslexic, so my spelling is fucked.
I only took French in grade 4 to 9. That's it.
It would have been better to take woodshop.
Probably.
Because
Yeah.
you can't, yeah.
Would have been more useful
What are you going to do
right now.
with French now?
Exactly. I
Just
took
make people angry.
I took one course in French in university, and I barely passed. I got a 51, and so I was like, all right, we're not doing that again. But I can't remember any of it. Like
Oh, you spoke a little bit of it?
like a little tiny bit. But like all I know really is like a bunch of adjectives. Can't make a sentence.
Right.
I went to France last year, and it was bad. It was quite bad because the people I went with were French, and so I would go, hey, how do I say,
It's a different
Can I
French
get
out
this?
here, though, I think. It's different French out here. It's a little more romantic, a little more smoother. I find the French out here, the way they speak, the way it sounds to me,
Yeah.
it's a little bit smoother, a little bit easier on the ear.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
Not so
different.
harsh
Yeah,
and,
it's definitely different.
Yeah.
But I didn't know
I can't
anything.
remember the name of it. There's a name for this kind of French in New Brunswick.
Acadian.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what my ex was.
Very nice French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad people though. No. Just hers, just the one. But I went to France and I would say, hey, how do I say, like we'd be at a pastry shop and I'd be like, hey, how do I say, I want this or whatever. And I would go up and I would just demolish the French language and I would say it wrong. And the French person would give me a chance. So they'd be like, whatever. They'd say something back in French. And I would try it again, and then it would just cut out and go, okay, what do you want? Like, they would just go right in English. Okay, this guy's obviously not French, probably American. Because they assume you're American if you speak English over there.
Yeah.
Which I'm not. Canadian.
Cool.
That is petered out. Cool. That was a cul-de-sac story right there. There's nothing to really say back to that. But welcome. You've been seeing on a lot of things. You've been on a lot of TV stuff. Just for Laughs Gala.
Yeah.
Which I said I seen you for the first time a couple of years ago. You know, Comedy Inc. We were just talking about in the car.
Yeah, I did that a while ago. That was a comedy show. Went on. It lasted for about 5 years on CTV, and that was fun. Very different way to run a show.
What do you mean?
Well, it's kind of fun. It was it was just a fun show, but it seems that Canadian comedy has difficulty in Canada to get going. Sketch shows.
Yeah, I think any comedy in Canada. I don't know. Canada is weird when it comes to that stuff, especially if you're trying to transition from Canada to America.
Right.
It's like, nah, I don't give a shit about your credits in Canada.
Right.
It's like, oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's what I was saying to you the other day is like, you know, I've spoken to a lot of people about, me moving and pursuing stand-up, and I've had people go, why don't you try to get big or well known in Canada and then move down? It's like, man, if I do that, they're not going to give a shit. Yeah, they're not going to give a shit. Like Jeremy Hotz, he got big here, then went down to L.A., didn't give a shit. I mean, he still lives in L.A.,
right?
But like, he's nowhere as big in America as he is in Canada.
Right, he's big, and he's had to start over again.
Yeah,
he's big. Yeah,
yeah. Even though he got fame here, he had to start over again in America.
Right. So yeah, you're looks like you're thinking it all out, all through.
Yeah,
good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I don't want to like do two careers. You know what I mean? Like spend like 10 years here,
right?
Get notoriety, and then go down to America and have
right.
another 10 years, potentially nothing.
Definitely.
So I'm just gonna do it all down there. I mean, I've been doing it for 5 years now, but it doesn't really count. I'm only 21, so I don't count. I don't really count my 16, 17. When I was 16 to 17, they don't really count.
Well, I think don't you count when you first go on stage?
Yeah, I was 16. Yeah.
So then, you got to count it, don't you think?
Oh, I count it, but it's just like it's different because I couldn't get in there every week, and because I was illegal to be in there, so I had to leave or get out, or I had to bring one of my. I used to bring my theater teacher with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he used to say, the guys at the club say, bring one of your parents, and I wasn't going to ask my parents to come see me do stand up when I was 16, so I used to ask my theater teacher, and he used to come.
Did you do any stand-up at your school, at your high school?
Yeah.
I did that too.
Yeah.
It was fun, eh?
Yeah. So you started young then?
Yeah, I did stand-up in my high school. Because I saw another guy in front of me do it. Pierre Bro, who lives in Ottawa, who's a comedian now. So I saw him do stand-up when I was in like grade 7. It's different in Quebec. It's 1 year, it sort of screwed up the numbers, but it's the same thing. You start at grade 7. You leave grade 6, you go up to elementary grade 6, and you start. CJEP is 7, 8, right?
Okay.
Because I didn't do it at university, I just did CJEP. Then you go to 7. John Abbott College. That's what I went to.
Okay, so you started young, like me then.
Yeah, I really I had a lot of fun doing it in high school. My English teacher was also the theater. He would have Jubilees every year.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a variety show. And I would do it every time, and I would do jokes about.
Did you write your own material back then?
Yeah. Oh yeah, all of it. I wrote it all. Yeah, I remember some of the jokes going. How come there's no? When you buy a cookie from the snack machine, it's not really a cookie because by the time you buy it, it falls down and all you get is crumbs. It's just crumbs. That's a grade 7 guy. That's a pretty funny joke for a high school kid. And then the other one was, how come you can't find a coffee machine in the gym? You just can't find coffee anywhere in the gym.
What's the deal? It's like almost Seinfeld. What's the deal with the coffee in the gym?
Yeah, well, not really that way. It was sort of...
No,
so I would do those things and became quite popular in the high school. I would have students coming up to me and saying, I'm not going to skip assembly to come see your little show.
Yeah, that's how I got. That's how I got kind of known in my high school too. Was
you did stand up too? That's awesome.
And acting. I acted a lot in high school too. Yeah, I still act, just not nearly as much. I used to do like the school shows because the high school I went to.
Is there an agency here you can join for anything?
Yeah.
Have you joined it?
No.
Well, do it, man.
I don't do enough of it, so I don't. I haven't.
Well, they also
what the hell is it?
don't they send out people for commercials and stuff? Do they do any filming here?
Probably. I'm not nearly as deep in it as I am with stand up. You know what I mean? Like I don't know much about it.
Well, yeah, neither. Well, what it is basically what helps for stand ups too, if they want to, is because just sometimes they just look for a look.
Yeah.
And then you get a commercial and you get a lot of money. Then you don't have to do anything, so you can still do your stand up and still be in the business and get a check.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't have to panic sometimes, because sometimes for in the business, somebody gets a commercial and they get a good deal. I know a comic once that got a commercial and she made like $25,000 in a year.
Oh yeah.
That's just checks coming in because it went states.
Oh okay. She got like residuals.
Yeah, but the states residuals.
Okay.
So she made about $27,000 in 2 years for residuals, which she didn't have to do anything after. She just did that commercial one day. And those are just checks coming in.
That's great.
2 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it was a commercial about a dishwashing detergent. So she just took a plate and moved it to the drying part.
That's like Ryan Belleville got really got kind of off for that commercial he did, the XL gum one. Mm-hmm. You remember that one? He's in the back of a taxi and his head freezes.
I didn't see him in that. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So he's got sweet coin coming in, and
yeah.
So
yeah, he's a bit on that.
Johnny Guardhouse was the poster guy for a lottery. Like the poster guy. He was the lottery guy. So, yeah. Even his corner store thought he was God.
The free tear offs. Tear offs.
So he was he would get a couple of. He was he got a lot of good stuff. Johnny Guardhouse.
Do you that material, like, do you look back, say, I don't know, maybe like you look back from last year or any at all, do you look back at all at your old material and go, why the fuck did I do that? That was not, like, you just go back over that, it's not even funny. Why did I write that? Why did I do that?
Some jokes I write and I realize that the joke made absolutely no sense at all. And then I don't know why they laughed at it all. There's this one joke that I don't do and haven't done in a long time. I just don't do it anymore. It was my opening joke, and I was so terrified when I started because it needed to be at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And I would do it. Let's say if I did it here, I'd say, "Hi, I just came from Vancouver by car, following a school bus. It took me 4 months, but I know where every fucking kid in Canada lives." So the joke is me coming here and getting stuck behind a school bus.
Yeah.
And we've all been stuck behind a school bus, and sometimes we can't pass that school bus.
Yeah.
So we actually have to see every kid go home until we get to our home.
Yeah.
Like, the joke makes no sense, but the joke is basically what I felt, not what the execution was in reality.
What do you mean?
No one would go to school across the fucking country.
No.
Right? No one would have a bus going across the country to go to school.
Yeah, so but I guess, well, you use it as a hyperbole. So people got it.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's what the thought was. The joke is basically not what it was. Is what the feeling was.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they accepted it.
Yeah. Right?
Well,
I mean, that's what
one comic here to me goes, "Who would take a bus to school across Canada?"
Yeah.
And I went, "Yeah, you're right. It makes total sense. This makes no sense."
Yeah, but I mean, it's just the most shows to that. But
if you read that joke and looked at it, you'd go, "This is stupid. I shouldn't even say it."
On paper.
Right?
Yeah, but a lot of jokes like that. A lot of jokes are weird on paper.
Mm-hmm.
It's just your delivery and how you do it. It's just, I think a lot of jokes like that. A lot of jokes are just over exaggerations of, just to get your point across.
Yeah,
and that's what you were doing.
Yeah, sometimes too much information or very, very little information. And the audience fulfill the rest.
Exactly.
Sometimes that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, like that cartoon, The Far Side. The drawer, he draws The Far Side. He has it's a cartoon. I don't know if he still writes it, but it's on a newspaper.
Okay.
The Far Side.
Yeah.
And he's got like sort of weird jokes. And one of them is a picture of these cowboys that have taken over this fort.
Yeah.
And it shows all these arrows that are against the fort. But one huge, gigantic arrow. And one cowboy's telling the other cowboy, "Geez, where'd they get him?" So you don't see who it is. You just see the giant arrow.
Yeah.
So you have to imagine what it is. And sometimes that's funnier than what the joke is.
Yeah,
it's your imagination.
You let the audience tell the punchline.
Yeah.
Well, those are clever jokes. I like those kind of jokes. where you know the audience kind of like aha, and because you're making them they're connecting, but you're not doing the connecting. They're doing it in their mind because they're using their own memory to fill in your joke.
Right.
Those are clever jokes. Those are really clever jokes. Because you don't do the work; they do.
That's right.
And you still get paid.
Yes.
That's how you do it, my friend.
Right.
That's how you do it. There's a guy here. There's a guy here in the other room, and he's always here. Every time I come in, he's here, and he has a Fu Manchu, those old kung fu things on his chin. And he never smiles. He never smiles. And look how serious he looks. Look at him.
I know. He's just working maybe.
I think he just buried a body. He just came from burying a body. Ever look at someone and try to make up their backstory? What do you think this guy's backstory is?
I have no idea. I have no clue. But I would imagine he's probably worked at the school for a long time.
Well, he's a volunteer.
Oh, he's a volunteer?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Does he work for the radio?
He volunteers for the radio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So you don't want to guess his backstory?
No,
This
I don't.
game is just falling flat. I'll guess his backstory, and I'll do it. Okay, I think... you don't want to offend him? Is that what, he's not going to listen to this.
No, I don't want to offend him. Of course he's going to listen to it. He might listen to it.
No, he's not.
It's a podcast.
He has no idea who the fuck I am. He's never said hi.
Well, you can always edit this, right?
I don't edit these.
You don't edit?
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is going nowhere.
I know. This is most of them. It's an hour long, and it's 45 minutes of just a... So, I don't know what they're doing in there, man. I don't know. She just looked at me. Weird eye contact. See, I don't prepare for these, so a lot of these are just...
Do you have any questions that come to mind?
Well, no, because it's not an interview. It's just talking.
Oh, okay.
So I like it when it has these moments where it's just like nothing, because it's natural. It feels real.
Okay.
Because it is.
That's right.
It's very real. These lulls are real. The awkwardness is real. What get you into stand-up? Why did you start stand-up?
I did a lot of. I think I did it all my life. My brother told me. I'd done it when I was even a kid.
Oh yeah.
I would have the family gather around, and I started telling them stories and imitating.
So it was just innate for you.
So yeah. I did a lot in. Yeah, I guess I did it every now and then. I've always sort of done it, but I never always was in it. I did, other work, dishwashing and labor work, construction. I thought I got back to that, but that's okay. But I do this as well and work on dancing and stuff. I do a lot of comedy movement, work on physical comedy.
Well, you do a lot of that in your act.
Yeah.
You incorporate that, but so who are some of your favorites, or even right now, who are some of your favorite comics?
I kind of just I don't have any favorites. I just
No?
kind of enjoy the moment of who I'm working with.
No, I mean like the big ones like Pryor or Carlin or...
Yeah, I don't really have any favorites. I like obviously I like Louis C.K. and
Louis C.K.'s
he's
great,
very funny, and I don't really listen to comedy much because I'm in the business.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always working with somebody.
Yeah.
And I get to watch their show and enjoy it anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a specific comic that I listen to. I've listened to them when I was young, starting out. I listened to Steve Martin. I listened to Hal Roach. That's one of the first tapes I listened to. It was an 8-track. And I listened to Hal Roach, and Hal Roach is a comedian from Ireland.
Okay.
And I really liked his stuff. So when I was a kid, I would listen. I was just an 8-track, so it's a big clunk sound to the next piece.
Well, are you one of those?
You could kill someone with an 8-track today. You could just grab an 8-track and just hit them on the head with it.
You talk from experience? It's I was wondering what that blood was. Are you worried about, like, if you listen to too much comedy, you'll accidentally pick up something and put it in your act?
Oh, it happens all the time.
To you?
I've had it when a comic was on stage, and I thought I was thinking of a new joke, and I went up and told him. He goes, "That's my joke, you idiot! I just did it."
Last night?
No, it was Mark Walker.
Oh, okay.
It was a long time ago. I went, "Hey, I think of this joke of this guy with his on chocolate bar in his butt." He goes, "I just did that on stage, Winston." Oh, right. That's why I thought it was so clever, and I thought it right away.
Well, see, those are because Robin Williams, like, he gets a bad rap for that.
I understand that he sends checks when he
fucks up.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, so that's pretty good then.
Well, I mean, I guess like it's almost like he's doing covers. You know what I mean? Because all of his stuff, his act is improv.
Yes.
So I guess in the moment you're bound to grab something in your mind that you've heard. You know what I mean? Because you're not thinking about it.
You're an absorber.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why that's dangerous because that can get you up. Did I get bit? This is fucking itchy as hell.
Oh.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
I'm dying, Winston. This is my last podcast. No, he gets a bad rap, but I don't know. That's just I forget what I was saying. I have ADD. I think I have ADD.
He gets a bad rap for stealing
yeah.
jokes, but he pays people. I heard. Like he gives checks out for jokes.
Yeah, I don't know, because that can label you as a. I mean, I guess he's so big that no one can really say anything to him. But I mean, if you're just starting out and you do that, automatically hack, gone. You know what I mean?
Well, it's
and other comics like fuck that guy, he's going to steal our shit.
Right, that can happen. Where I've heard it happening once, where a comedian was taking jokes, where all the comedians told the club owner and said, "This person can't go on stage. If he goes on stage, we won't go on stage."
And so he got blacklisted.
Yeah. So you got to be pretty bad doing that.
Well, yeah, you got
a small community.
Yeah, well, that's like here. If someone did that here in St. John's, where it's so close knit comedy scene, if someone did that automatically, I mean, bits of that has happened, and it's been handled through the comic that's done it. But like, say if someone went up to that comic, you know, anywhere in a small scene and said, "Hey, you need to stop doing whatever," they're like, "Oh, okay, whatever." But if they didn't stop, then where it's so small, they're out automatically. You know what I mean? Like they're out the club, they're out of the group. You're not really a comic anymore because you got kicked out for stealing stuff. Like Carlos Mencia. You know who that is?
I know the name. But
there was that guy a couple of years ago. He wasn't Hispanic. I think he was Hispanic, but he wasn't actually Hispanic. But he got big, quite big for a while, and he just got accused of stealing all these jokes, and you don't hear nothing from him now. He's just gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's a big guy, right? Was he a big guy?
He wasn't
physically big.
No, he wasn't that big. You're probably thinking of that guy who calls himself Fluffy. Is that who you're thinking of?
No.
Okay, well, there's one commented Hispanic that calls him Fluffy.
Oh, okay.
What's his name?
Carlos
Mencia.
Okay.
I'll hold up a picture of him. Let's see if you recognize who he is. You definitely see him.
So now he's gone. He's not doing it anymore?
You don't hear anything from him. I guess he just got so bombarded with... Because, like, Joe Rogan. You know Joe Rogan?
Yes.
Joe Rogan and him had a big quarrel. And even on stage, there's a video of two of them on stage going at it.
Really?
Yeah. So, Carlos, that wasn't even his real name.
What was it, a fight? An argument?
Yeah, because Because Joe Rogan was accusing him of stealing stuff.
Oh.
Stealing jokes and stuff. That's him right there. Jesus. That's him.
Okay.
You recognize him?
Not really, no.
He got pretty big. Like, he's all over. He's got skinny now, is he? He got all skinny. He got really big for a long time. There's that video, Joe Rogan versus Carlos Mencia.
Okay.
He got really big for a while, and then he vanished because almost every comic in the business were bad-mouthing about stealing stuff.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and so he's gone.
Wow. Yeah, because you gotta piss off a lot of people to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but
it's a small community. Like, I mean, but small, but still big.
Oh yeah, but small enough that if you steal stuff, you're getting pushed out.
I guess so, eh?
Yeah.
Wild. Yeah. It just doesn't work stealing.
No.
It's because you're not writing material, so you're losing all that stuff too, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, once you get labeled a hack, you're gone. It's not like music where you can go, "Hey, man, you mind? I'm gonna cover Elvis's Suspicious Minds, you know, whatever. Like, you can't go, hey, I'm going to cover Winston Spear's all his act. I'll cover all his. You can't do it.
Right.
It's like it's I don't know. It's a double standard almost.
Right.
You just can't do other people's shit.
Right.
Even when you say I'm doing his bit, people's like, dude, fucking write your own stuff.
Yeah.
Or you gotta take his stuff for
Yeah.
it.
Like, I've had comedians give me heckle lines just to say, hey, if you're in trouble, Winston, go ahead, use my line.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, hey, thanks.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's different because the audience don't know about it. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not like it's part of their act. It's
Right.
just like an off the cusp
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I'll do that too. But like when you're stealing someone, if you
But
take someone's joke,
I even write heckle lines. Like, I don't take heckle lines. I don't even, because you know, I always tell people that when they say it's a stock line, what a stock line to me is everybody stealing from one person. So there's also a reverse too.
yeah,
So all the comics stealing from one comic, and
Yeah.
that's pretty shitty. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's all of them stabbing one person. Because they call it a stock line. To me, is stock line is just all these fucking comics stealing from one comic, and they call it stock.
yeah, that's actually what it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's not what it is. It's exactly what it
It's
is.
reused
Well,
line.
you're from this town. I'll talk slower. That's someone's joke. I read it in a book. That's someone's joke, but everyone
Yeah.
stole it.
Yeah. Well, I've watched comics, certain comics like live, and I've heard some, you know, like I've heard just some jokes. I mean, even if you haven't heard it before, there are some jokes that even when you hear it for the first time, you think to yourself, that's definitely a joke somewhere else.
Well, of course, because people can think the same things.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah.
Someone told me that when Winston, someone's doing your subway joke in Toronto. I went, oh, tell it to me. Let me hear it. And they said it, and I went, that's not my joke at all. It's my kind of joke, but it's not near at all the same.
Yeah. Well, that's why I see this. That's the big reason. Like when with my own act, I do mostly just personal experience things because that way no one can copy it because no one is going to have the same.
Well, you can't write with a worry of somebody copying. You just got to write whatever you think.
Well, I mean, not copy, but like that. Like in my mind, I'm more at ease because I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to step on anyone's toes writing this because it happened to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's peace of mind that when I'm writing it, no one's going to go, hey man, this sounds familiar to this joke. It's like, man, motherfucker, this happened to my grandmother. No way, no goddamn way this happened to anyone else. But I mean, this bound to happen. Like we were talking yesterday, like 'cause everything's been talked about, so you're bound to cross paths somewhere with someone else.
Yeah.
Which is the crappy thing.
And sometimes you'll think of a joke that doesn't even fit your act, so you want to give it to somebody. Go, this joke would work for you way better.
Yeah.
It's way too dark for me.
Yeah.
Or this is way too light for me.
I've gone through those phases. I man, a couple of years ago, I did. We have this festival here every year. It's a comedy festival, and part of it like the open mics and stuff like this, and they bring in big comics. Like they had, God, what's his name? What's that guy's name's in Ghostbusters?
Oh, I don't know.
The main guy.
Yeah, I
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What the fuck's his name? Oh my God, what's his name?
Audience?
Call in now. 1-800, I don't fucking know.
I got his picture.
I can picture him too.
Right on my tongue.
Hold on, I gotta search him up. It's gonna bother
Guy
me.
is right on my tongue.
Where the hell? Dan Aykroyd.
That's it. No, yeah.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Like to bring in people like that, and anyway, so I did it. I'm after doing a couple of years in a row now, but I did it a couple of years ago, and I've gone through phases with my comedy. Like when I first started writing, when I was 14, but I only started doing it when I was 16. So when I first started writing, I was really into Dane Cook. Like Dane Cook was, Dane Cook, fucking again another guy who was got accused of stealing jokes. But I got really into Dane Cook. That's the guy that got me into stand up. And so when I started writing when I was 14, if I go, I still have all jokes I wrote, and they're shit. But when I go back and look at them now, it's like it's very Dane Cook-esque.
Oh.
Like I wrote it, but it's like you can tell Dane Cook was the 100% influence on this joke.
Right.
This absurd humor. And so, but I've gone through stages in my. I mean, I assume all of us have done that. I've gone through stages in my act where I've done certain material. Like a couple of years ago, when I did this festival, I was doing this like dark stuff, like this dark, controversial just like almost Louis C.K. but darker.
Okay.
Because I was in Louis C.K. but I wrote like darker shit, and I remember doing it, and the audience, like, I got laughs, but I got a ringtone. Do 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 do. I should have answered. That would have been funny.
No.
You getting a call?
No.
Or it's text?
It's just stupid.
You know what's great about that though? I don't edit, so it's gonna be it's gonna be in it. Do 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 do. But yeah, I got off stage, and you did a dicey act when you get off and two comics are looking at it and they go, "How'd that feel?" Whenever you get, "How did that feel?" That means your act was maybe not that good. Oh, how did that feel?
Right.
God, looked pretty shitty to me.
Right.
But it was just one of those acts. It was an older audience, and I don't know. I didn't care. I just did some dark shit that I regret, and it was taped.
Oh wow!
So I can go back and I can relive the horror.
Well, you got guts to do it. That's good, right?
I guess, does that count?
I think so.
Is that brownie points?
I think so. Don't you?
I guess.
Because you go, well, at least I know now.
I mean, it worked. It was the wrong audience. It was an older audience.
Well, sometimes wait, try it again. You know.
No, I haven't done any of it since.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I stopped doing it because it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't really funny stuff. It was just mostly shock humor. Like, that's the stage I was going through.
Okay.
It was mostly shock humor. Like, I didn't want to. I'm not going to repeat any bits I did.
Yeah, shock humor.
No, I'll tell you. I had one of the bits I did. Here's okay. It's not going to be funny now. This is not going to be funny. I'm going to tell you right now. This is so stupid. Again, this is how I asked you earlier. Ever go back and go, that was a dumb joke. Why did I write that? This is my whole act. Every year I look back, go, that was stupid. But I did this bit where I think I only did this bit once. That one time at that festival, and I stopped. I said, it's amazing how things can change. You can say the same sentence, but when the change in your tone can change what the sentence means completely.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're in a nursery and there's a bunch of babies crying and you're mad, you go, fucking babies, right? But if you're in a nursery and there's no babies crying and you go, fucking babies. Like, see? It's just like, oh, and I said that and the audience just went, and I was like, oh, Jesus. And even in my mind, I'm like, oh God, find it hard up here now, folks. And that wasn't even a closer of my act. I had to stay up there for a couple more minutes after that. Prime example, though. Prime example of what I mean. So you haven't even seen my act. You're like, oh, this guy is a shitty comic, but I don't do any of that shit anymore.
Well, you got to start somewhere, right?
I was like 2 years in at that point. I just go through his phases. Like, I'm doing this bit now where this is probably one of my favorites I'm doing now. I talk about gluten and about how like the whole nation seems to be swept up with this gluten intolerance. And I dated this girl. This is actually true. I dated this girl she was gluten intolerant, and it was hard. Like, we dated for over 2 years, and it was hard because we was hard to eat anywhere. I was like, "What do you want to eat?" She's like, "Oh, it doesn't matter to me.
Right,
we need to go." Now, it kind of does matter to you, okay? You can eat salad and water. It's all you can eat. I can go play hide and seek in a wheat field. You will die. If you go in a wheat field, you will die. And I could do this whole bit about how she was allergic to gluten and how she corrected me, like, because she was French. And so I would say poutine, and she'd be like, "Oh, you mean poutine?" And all this stuff. It's not funny now, but it's funny on stage. Anyway, Winston, this is why I don't tell comedians jokes. Right? Laugh at me, please. Approve. You eyeing him down. You're eyeing him down, are you? Bait.
So, how are we doing?
I'm doing well. We're 34 minutes in.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't think of anything to say.
It's good. No, it's good because most times I've had a couple of guests on, and they just spoke for the whole time.
Oh, okay.
And which is, it's okay, but at the same time, it's like, hey man, can I chime in here? Like,
right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
And so you'll like, I did one a while ago, and you'll just hear me like chime in to change the subject. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like they'll take a breath. I go, okay, well, let's talk about this, and then they'll go talk about it, and I'm like, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you later. Like, I don't even get to talk.
Oh, I see.
Which is shitty.
I see.
You got to find a healthy medium.
I see. Oh, cool. Okay. I can't think of anything, Can you think of anything?
I can think of some random stuff, yeah. But yes,
This is not a good interviewer.
Well, no, it's not. It's not an interview. We're just talking.
I mean, talker.
Let's talk about dreams, Winston. Dreams.
Sure. I'm working on my dancing on my bicycle like a freak. I've been, when you listen to music on your iPod and you're walking and you sort of bob your head to the tune, or you're on your bicycle, and I guess there's not many people that bicycle here because it's too dangerous. But and you listen to music on your bicycling and bopping your head. So I just took that to the absolute maximum. I just maxed that all out. So I wiped out on my bicycle like 3 times, and then I told the guy that I was getting my bicycle fixed, and he said the reason why you're wiping out is because you're tensing up on your handlebars, and your wheel's getting stuck in the tracks of the streetcar. Because I'm in Toronto, with streetcars, and there's streetcar tracks all over the roads, so a lot of people wipe out with their bicycles. So he said the reason why you're wiping out is because you're tensing up your hands and you're holding onto the steering wheel. It's actually pushing the wheel into the streetcar track. I said, okay. So he said, what you got to do is loosen your hands up and loosen your grip, and the wheel will bounce and not get stuck. So I did that, and I was listening to my iPod at the time.
How the fuck did we get on this topic?
You asked me about dreams. I'm answering you.
Just as a dream?
Yeah. Did you want the answer or not?
Is this a dream?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have to explain it to you first.
Okay, I didn't know. I spaced out. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know what was going on. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No problem. I don't have to say it.
No, I want to hear it.
You asked it to me, and I'm giving you the answer.
No. I want to hear it.
Did you not want to hear it, or?
No, I want to hear it. I didn't know how we got there.
Oh.
Okay. I thought this was a real story.
Did you want to listen to it, or?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right. So it's just basically dancing on the bicycle. That's to put it short. Just basically moving and dancing on the bicycle.
That was your dream?
Yeah, with lights.
Last night?
I didn't know. Is this a dream for last night or a dream for life? Is there a specific dream you're asking?
Are we talking about sleep dreams or dreams that you...
You're the one that asked me, so I just gave you an answer.
Sleep dreams.
Oh, sleep dreams.
Sleep dreams, yeah.
No, I didn't have any, no.
Okay, I thought that was one.
Did you have one?
No.
Oh.
No. I was just going to ask you, what's the weirdest dream you've had?
Oh.
I thought you were talking about sleep. Like, I thought this was a dream that you had last night. That's why I was confused. Like, where?
When you asked about dreams, I thought.
Okay, miscommunication here. Yeah. All right. There we go, folks. Now I'm talking about sleep dreams. Do you interpret your dreams? Are you one of those people that, like, you'll have a weird dream, go, what the hell did that mean?
No. But you're supposed to be you in your dreams, I think. That's what they tell you. So whatever the dream is, it's all you.
What do you mean?
Well, whatever you're seeing and whatever you're seeing is you inside the dream.
Ever have a dream where you know it's a dream?
Once.
Yeah?
Only once in my life. I was halfway in dream and reality. So I had a blast for like a minute until I woke up.
Until you woke up, yeah. You don't really tend to stay in your dreams too long when you realize it's a dream.
It's a fine line.
It is.
It's a super fine line.
It is. Oh, I'm a dream. Oh, wait, shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Right in half of that. And I just realized it, so I just started flying.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
See, I've never had enough time where
I've
I could
only
do
had
that.
it once in my entire life, where I was in the middle of a dream and realizing I was. So I started flying, and then I woke up.
And you woke up.
I think it lasted for 1 minute.
That's great. Oh,
because you're still realizing you're in the dream. It's waking up, right?
Yeah,
starting to wake up.
Yeah.
But it's that line where you're still sleeping.
I did.
That's why people like alarms, because they just go back in that moment all the time. Because I can't do that.
I can't do that either.
You know?
Once I wake up.
My daughter, she has the alarm for she goes on about 11, 12 times.
Yeah, I can't do that either. I took a psychology class. We learned all about the dream of REM sleep, which is your deepest sleep.
Right.
But I can't remember anything of it. That's all I remember.
Oh, you took a course on sleep.
Well, with psychology, sleep was one of the things that we covered. I spoke about like the different stages of sleeping and what you could experience at different, like a REM sleep is the deepest sleep you can have. Like
right.
That's when you're probably, I don't know, a couple of hours into sleeping. That's when you're deepest into a sleep.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Of course, I don't remember anything interesting from it. Everything I've said has been a cul-de-sac. It's one of those podcasts where it's like, all right, well, that was a rough one, I guess. I don't have much to bring up. This is so bad. Like, we were talking about the bike thing. I spaced out. Didn't know where we were. I was like, what?
Well, maybe you should try and plan some questions next time.
Nah, fuck, I don't like questions. And it's too scripted. I don't like it.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, I'm not a radio... I'm not
to accept this, then.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, then maybe try not to space out as much. But that doesn't help either. But, hey...
It's like I had a stroke or something for a second. It came back to reality. Whoa, what's happened? My left foot, I can't feel it. It's diabetes, I think. I smell toast. I'm just mixing all the health signs together. No, because I did the radio show, and that's what it was, right? It's just me interviewing people.
Okay.
But this is a podcast. It's more like I don't want to be a DJ on it. You know what I mean? I don't want to go, hey, when was the first time you did a stand up?
Right.
Did your parents accept you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The first animal, was it a dog? Did you have a pet? Like, you know, I want to like just why I brought up dreams. Like, I want to try to talk about crap that no one has ever talked to you about.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? That people can go, oh, that's interesting. That's odd. That's why I brought up dreams.
Oh, okay.
But didn't work out today.
No. No, it's totally crap.
I don't remember most of my dreams. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not, but I hardly remember my dreams.
I think a lot of people have that. They can't remember their dreams. But I think you can make yourself used to it or something, or train yourself
To remember them.
Yeah.
Do you
You're supposed
believe?
to write it down in the morning or something, and it'll help you remember them.
Do you believe in hypnosis? Like, do you think? What do you think about that? Do you think that's a whole whack of crap?
Hypnosis?
How people can get hypnotized?
Yeah, they can if they want to. If you're accepting of it, you can get hypnotized.
Have you ever been?
Not really, no. No, I haven't. I don't go to hypnotist shows and stuff like that.
I tried when I graduated high school. We had a hypnotist come in, and I tried to do it. He got us to interlock your hands, and he said this crap, and he was like, you know, if your mind wants it to happen or whatever, it will, whatever. And so he said, okay, take your hands apart, and whoever can't get your hands apart, come up. Those are people that can get hypnotized.
Right. It's like I did take a hypnotizing course in John Abbott College.
Oh, there's courses.
There was one course that just came out at that time when I was there.
Yeah.
And
that sounds cool.
One of the tests is to see if you're willing to be hypnotized. Is they'll ask you think of a color in your head. Mm-hmm. You think of a color in your head.
You want me to do it right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Think of a color in your head.
What if I get hypnotized?
You got it? You got the color?
Yes.
What color do you have?
Yellow.
Let's see. You wouldn't be hypnotized because normally the color would be red.
Oh yeah.
His head sounds like red. So someone that would be more influential would.
Well, I said yellow because there's a wall right here.
Okay. So it just means that you're not more influenced. And one of the things about hypnotizing is that the teacher told us was one of the ways of hypnotizing people. It starts right at the beginning of advertising. Heavy advertising.
Like what?
Well, the big shows, like when they have disappearing a plane and stuff like that, it's all in a lot of advertising. So it makes it build up that this is a very special, amazing, magic person.
It's crazy, though, man. It's crazy how your brain.
It's all part of the trick. Is the advertising from the beginning of the ad is the hypnotizing.
Have you hypnotized anyone?
Have I? No.
Have you tried?
No.
I've tried.
Yeah.
I can't do it. That's just crazy because they say we only use a very, very small portion of our brain. So it's amazing, like how how do you access the rest of your brain? I forget the statistic.
It made me think of saying that when someone says, they say you're doing a very small portion of your brain. Well, how much of their portion of their brain just telling me that about my portion of my brain?
You got really deep in there for a second, yeah. But like it makes you wonder because, like, I mean, you know, if say we only use I don't know what the statistic is. Say it's very low. Say it's like 5-10% the use of your brain. What's that other 90%? How do you access that? Like those are the questions that I'm fascinated with. It's like how do you access the rest of your brain? What can you do? If I could have full access to my brain, what the hell could I do? Telekinesis. Could I fly?
Okay, if they say we're only using 5 to 10% of our brain, right?
I don't know if that's the right statistic, but it's around.
But it would be neat if they had a statistic going behind that statistic and saying that there was actually proof of less use of that brain. Because they always say it's this, and then they say can be all that.
Yeah.
Right? They say, this is the amount of your brain that you use now. Really? Okay. So can you give any information about how much of the brain was used from past studies? And you're saying you're only using 10% of it now?
Yeah.
Do you have a study to go before that? To have any proof that we are using actually 5 to 10% of our brain now? 'Cause it's always like, people just come up with these studies, and sometimes they go, well, show me how you did the study, please. Can I see that now?
Well, they did a study. Did a study a couple of years ago. When I say they, I mean a small group of people, and they came out. It was a study on comedians, and I guess they probably spoke to 5 comedians, and the result of their study was that the comedians are funny because they have the same kind of brain chemistry as a sociopath.
Really?
Yeah. Saying that all comedians are insane, that's why we're funny.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's not true at all.
Well,
they're pretty insane people that aren't comedians.
Why does it seem to be the Jon Stewart show? Would you say he's an insane person?
I would say no
and
one's...
the people running and writing the show?
Yeah.
Because it seems to be, everyone seems to be looking at that comedy show to be getting the truth about news. So I don't think that's very insane. And why is it when it's a comedian or a talented person that exposes the insanity going on that they think we're insane? It's always the comedian that exposes the insanity.
Yeah, but it's always... they interpret it wrong, I think. There's a lot of...
It's insane when you have Catholic priests molesting children. But is it insane when there's a comedian exposing it and letting people know about it? So they think we're insane?
Yeah. Well, it's just weighing people in church. There's a lot of crap studies done on comedians that are very offensive. The people that do comedy. Like the whole depression thing. But I think that's partly true. A lot of comics are actually, that I know anyway, have some kind of history of depression. What do you think? Do you think you need to be... it's getting deep now. This is getting deep. Do you think you need to be... what? It's not kind of sexual. This is so deep. Do you think you need to be... Do you think comedy and, like, sorrow are connected? Like, do you think you need to be sad in order to write good jokes?
I don't know, but sometimes great jokes come out of that, you know?
Yeah, oh, I know.
You know?
Yeah.
I remember I was just looking at the window at a Goodwill, and I just looked in the window, and there was trophies in the window, and I went, I'm just going to go buy one to feel better. That's where I thought of the joke, you know? I'm going to go buy a trophy.
I don't think it's a necessity to be sad in order to write good jokes, but I think the sadness brings out a funnier joke because you're feeling a real emotion that you can draw on that people have felt. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, there's a difference thing when too. There's also I think also the public sort of makes us feel a little bit depressed because when you say you're a comic, then they go, well, I haven't heard of you. I don't know who you are. So then you think you're a loser.
Who the fuck? You're a comic? Who the fuck? Who are you?
So sometimes that's depressing. Or made to make. You have to feel like you have to always prove yourself.
Do you feel being a comic that you always need to be? This is good. This is getting deep now. This is like an Oprah thing. You might cry in a minute. Do you think that'd be great? No.
I'm hungry now.
Do you think being a comic, you feel obligated to always be funny, like around people that aren't comics? Like, do you feel the need to always?
Sometimes, yeah.
Like you feel
but
like
I'm much better at it now than I was before. A lot more relaxed, I think. Don't feel I have to be so funny.
Yeah,
sometimes comics get that to get nervous and stuff, so they try and be funny.
Yes, I'm like that. Whenever I meet someone new,
but I know about it now that I'm older, so I just sort of I'm cool with it. Some people get angry about it, but just because they don't know, right? So you get older, you get this compassion thing going. You remember when you were a young comic, trying to make people like you and laugh. And now it's like, I'm just going to be myself. See if that goes okay.
I don't know. I feel... Because I know it too. Like, I realize what I'm doing even now, but I still feel like when I'm meeting people, they're not comics. Because, when you're talking, talking right now to you, is like, I don't feel the need to make it to make you laugh. Because you're a comic.
Right.
So I don't feel, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's a different... There's a realism here.
Right.
Because we're both on the same kind of level.
Right.
Like when I meet someone that's not a comic, I either feel obligated to make them laugh, or I feel like they feel that I should make them laugh. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh, you're a comic. I haven't laughed once at your shit right now.
Right.
It's like, well, I'm not on stage.
Right.
I'm not on.
Right.
Like you just feel the need to always be turned on.
Right.
Which I still have. I'm like that 100. Whenever I meet someone new, I'm like that, and I can't stop it. It's just hey, blah, 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 blah. And it either comes across as needy, or just like, what's wrong with this guy? Is he real? Can he talk normally? He's like, I can speak fine. Just, man, you're new, man. I'm just nervous, man. Or if it's awkward. Humor is my way of coping with most crap in life.
Oh, okay.
If something sad happens, hey, joke. You know, if I'm nervous, joke.
Right.
If I'm anxious, joke. Like that's how I cope with shit. Is with a joke, with a sense of humor, which is probably a bad thing to do.
It's called a coping mechanism. Other people do other things. Other people eat. Some people drink. You know, like,
We tell awkward jokes in weird
coping
situations.
mechanisms. It's part of who you are.
So you don't feel the need to always be funny?
I do feel the need sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah, but not as much as I used to. But sometimes it just comes out funny. I don't know why.
It can get overwhelming sometimes. Like when you feel that you need to be that way always. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I mean you've reached way more success. You've reached way more sex than I have. Success than I have. So I mean you probably experienced that in a whole another level where people like, how come Winston's not being funny?
Right.
You know?
I don't know as much. I think it's just because I'm maybe just a bit older, and that's why it's not such a big deal. I don't know. Yeah. But I do remember that, and I do experience it with other people. But I know it now, which is nice.
So do you find yourself in a moment and stop, or you just recognize what you're doing in the moment?
I do recognize it, yeah. And then I'll just go, I better should stop talking or something. Or relax a little bit.
Yeah, I've done that too, where in the moment it's like, I just gotta shut up.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, you go ahead.
Sometimes I think I'm talking too much.
Yeah, I get that.
And then I apologize. What am I doing that for? And they go, no, you're not talking too much.
This guy is weird. Get the fuck out of here. Now he's behind us. He's just changed your rooms now. Now he's over there behind you.
I think he was maybe editing what they were doing.
You all right? You holding your back?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Good. I want you to die. This would be a famous podcast then. This is the one that Winston Spear died. It's settled online for $10 million. There's a camera right there in my face. No, see, this that's what I like about. We'll get on tape too. This is what I like about this. That's why I don't make questions.
Oh, okay.
It just flowed and it got here. This is great. This is like a real. It's like because so many people, and I know people like this. So many people who probably don't follow comedy or know a lot about it think comedians are just these like monkeys. You know what I mean? Like not monkeys, but like these people at like I remember when I started doing stand up in high school. Probably grade 12, my last year at high school. Like I had a couple of things. Like I remember one year, someone asked me like, "Hey, are you depressed?" Like, and they were serious. Like, "Hey, are you depressed?" And I was like, "No, why?" It's like, "Oh, I just read that all comedians are depressed." Where are you reading this shit? No.
I was telling a comedian that was depressed, and I said to him, "You know, comedians are healers. There are people that deal with so much pain and so much horridness. The best audience members are nurses, doctors, firemen, and dentists. They deal with pain, sorrow, sadness. They got no doctor to go to. They gotta laugh, and sometimes, and they're the best audiences. They totally absorb the comedy because they deal with a lot of shit.
Yeah,
a lot of shit. And when you make them laugh, fuck, they are so appreciative of it. They come up and there's, you know what? Sometimes it's neat to watch an audience walk into the show, and then watch them when they walk out. Watch their faces when they go in, and watch all their faces when they go out. Especially when it's a great show.
Yeah,
it's just people just smiling. They're just all smiling when they're leaving, talking, laughing. It's healing. We're healers.
Well, that can almost work two ways, because you say they don't have any doctors to go to, but as comedians, who do we go to? You know what I mean? Like other comics?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, because that's almost like a double-sided knife. It's like we make people laugh, but who makes us laugh?
That's right. That's why you can't take it too seriously, because then you'll stop laughing.
Yeah.
And no other comedians will make you laugh anymore.
Well, I've met comics of that where just, I don't know whether it's because they've just been around it so much, or it lost its flame. Like they never laugh.
Well, I
It's like, how do you not?
Another comic come up to me and say, "Winston, I just saw your little show tonight in the club. I just did a spot. I was just doing a little dance, crazy, stupid spot." He goes, "Here I am, just sitting here watching you dancing like a freaking idiot, loving every second of it, and it's just so stupid, stupid. I loved every minute of it."
Well, that's.
But that's just, he goes, "You taught me how to maybe just not be so goddamn serious about things all the time, like in your show."
Yeah, was he a comic?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it other seems like it goes one way or another. Like they either laugh at everything or don't laugh at anything. Mm-hmm. Just like they're on stage is.
Well, I think you can fall into that, right?
Yeah.
It's like everybody that falls too seriously in their job. I mean, obviously you got to be serious in some jobs, like a nuclear power plant guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
don't want him joking around, but he should be sometimes.
I mean, obviously, because it's a business, you got to be serious at some points. Even if it is comedy, it's still a business. They need to take seriously.
Yeah.
But some people, I've seen some people who their funny is just on stage, and this where it starts and this where it stops.
Which is fine.
It's odd though to meet
Steve
someone.
Martin is like that, isn't he? That's what I heard. He's like that.
He seems like that.
Very serious.
Yeah, he seems like that. I would love to fuck. I haven't met him. I'd love to meet him. Have you read his book, Born Standing Up?
I read his book. Yeah,
That's a great book.
Yeah, fantastic.
That is a great book. I was telling Winston about this quote. I'm going to share it now for you guys who haven't heard it. Maybe you've seen it. It was Jim Carrey's speech that he did at, I can't remember the name of the university, but he was telling a story about how his dad, how he wanted to follow the arts, and how people said it's not realistic because, you should get a secure job. And he's saying the story about his dad. His dad wanted to be, I think he wanted to be something in the arts, but he became an accountant because it was secure. And then one day Jim Carrey came home and his dad was fired from that job that he thought, or laid off from that job that he thought was secure. And so his dad said to Jim that, if you can fail at something you don't want to do, so you might as well try something that you do want to do.
Right.
Which is still a great quote.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I failed at something I didn't want to do, so you should try something actually you want to do.
Exactly, take a chance.
Yeah, because it's just the same. It's the same. There's no guarantee in anything.
Failure's failure. Whether you try, whether it's something you want to do or not want to do. This has been probably the most serious podcast I've done. Holy shit.
Like I tell my kids, it's better to give up early, so it's not so sad when you fail at the end.
Might as well not take any chances. 58 minutes.
It's perfect.
58. We got 2 minutes.
It has to be exactly an hour.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This has been
such a great ending. What you had, the Jim Carrey line.
I know, but
I think that was a perfect ending.
Listen, even when you see my act, I don't end on high notes.
Oh, okay.
No, it's probably been the most serious one I've had.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know what that is.
Well, it's a different thing, which is
it's unique.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to have your podcast all the same, do you?
No, and it's hard too not to do that because, when I talk to different people, they're all different, so they don't know anything about me. So I find sometimes I'm retelling the same thing.
Oh, of yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Like if we're telling stories, they go, "Hey, what about you?" And I go, "Oh, well, blah, blah, blah."
I see.
So it's like it's hard. It's hard.
Do people respond to your podcast? Like, do you get comments and stuff?
Not on all of them.
No.
Not on all of them. I do on some. People will, if they listen to it, they'll tell me about it, or I'll get some kind of feedback.
Can I tell them that they could go on, follow me on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you like,
drop all your
my
stuff.
You can follow me on Twitter, Winston_Spear, or YouTube, Winston's Wow. Me and my friend try and put skits up every week. We sometimes do and sometimes don't because it's just me and my friend working on it. So that's on YouTube. And then on Facebook, if you want to be my friend, sometimes I put stuff up on there.
Winston Spear on Facebook. I'm currently working on bicycle stuff, dancing stuff, so I'll try and put that on the YouTube. My friend's going to film it with his car. Another friend of mine's a director, and he's going to be filming it as well. So it's trying to capture those crazy moments on my bicycle with a car, which should be kind of fun.
Sounds dangerous.
Part of my dream. Of course, it's dangerous. It's. I know. I guess it is dangerous, but I've been doing it so long. But I always overcorrect. Like I don't dance. I don't want to wipe out on my bike. By the way, I don't want to. I do not want to.
So you draw the fine line.
Yeah. I make sure that I'm safe when I am dancing on it, when I am moving, because I'm not holding onto my handlebars, and I got a giant boombox behind me, and I've got music going. And So, and I can't go if the wind is over 10 kilometers an hour, so it's not going to work here in Newfoundland, that's for sure.
Never.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on, and that's my crazy dream.
Well, about any shows or anything coming up? Because this will be out next Wednesday.
No.
So we're going to be next weekend.
Done. I don't know any shows.
I know.
I'm doing that's in Brampton. I'm doing a show in Brampton. So nobody can go there. They're here.
Well, July
19th, I think. I'm doing it at the Brampton Theatre. I'll be at the theatre in Brampton. It's their big theatre there. I don't even know the name of it. But I'll be doing an awesome dance piece, comedy movement piece, and some stand-up. But there's other great comics on the show as well. Glenn Foster and I can't remember all the other names. But I think it's July 19th in Brampton.
The thing about this though, it's good because I put on YouTube, which anyone can watch or listen, obviously, and I'm working on getting it on iTunes.
Oh, great!
So people can download it. So it's not. Luckily, it's not one of those things where it's just Newfoundland. Anyone can listen to it. I share the hell out of it.
Oh,
Every
nice.
week I share it. I put it on Facebook. I slap it on Twitter.
Oh, nice.
And I get people to retweet it. So I try to get as many listens as I can. July 19th.
I think so, yeah. I don't have my phone with me. Oh, I do. I think so. Sorry.
I seen Glenn Foster here when he came here a couple of years ago to Yucks.
Yeah, you interviewed him?
No. When he came, I wasn't doing this.
I can't see it.
Is there a website?
Rose Theatre. Sorry, I found it.
Rose Theatre?
Yeah, July 11th. At the Rose Theatre in Brampton.
Check it out, guys. And if you missed him he was here in St. John's last week. By the time this is out. Oh my Lord, we're at wait for it now, 5 seconds.
5 seconds?
Oh no, we're at an hour and 3 minutes.
Nice.
We've exceeded our expectations.
Nice.
Well, guys, thanks for listening. This has been the Serious Podcast.
Thank you very much for the Serious Comedy Podcast. Sometimes comedy's serious.
Sometimes
But what can you do?
it's a funny game. So I guess
I'm an old guy. It's going to come out serious sometimes.
Well, guys, thanks. You know what I started thinking about? Maybe like every now and then to mix it up, I'll do like a video podcast.
Oh, cool.
I haven't done it yet, but that's something I've been thinking of doing. Like instead of just the audio, maybe like a scattered time, do a video one. Just
That's a great idea.
So people can watch something too. You know what I mean?
I guess you could do both. Just get a camera.
I could, because I got the webcam here. I could.
You could do that, I think. You
Yeah.
just have this pointing, right? Would
Yeah,
this
yeah.
work?
I could do it on here. Like this could be fine. I could do that and just extract the audio.
That might, then you
Never
have
thought
to-
that before.
Have to buy a bunch of other equipment crap.
Yeah, never thought of it before. The webcam on this is actually pretty great. Good old MacBook.
Oh yeah, that'll be fine.
Anyway, thanks guys for listening, and thanks Winston for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
And good luck with everything, and hopefully you'll come back here in 5 years, or whenever the gaps are, you come back. So until then, thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you again next week.